Hello everyone, we're back with more MoteMancer. My vacation is over, and I still want to play MoteMancer. There's a lot of things I gotta play right now. I've been away for a while. There's a lot of games going on. I gotta play Magic, I gotta play Demon Bluff, I gotta play this. There's more stuff I gotta play. But here we are. I want to play MoteMancer. I loaded back into the game just to refresh my memory on what was going on and try to plan my next move a little bit. And then I started actually building something, and I was like, wait a minute, no, I should be recording this. So, mainly, the two things I thought most about are fire or water next, and what to do before I go there. I think I want to go fire because I've heard about some cool things in Shadow, and, let's do those. In particular, I might not have to keep re-bootstrapping everything on every plane if I can use some cool shadow tools, maybe. I also thought about what do I want to do for power production on the new plane. Am I really going to try to just route all my life power over here, or should I learn how firepower works? Or, for that matter, air power? I think I'm just going to route the life power into the fire plane. As you may recall, at the end of the last episode, when I came back here to find out what my life factory had been doing the whole time I was on Earth, the answer was it was making mana pools and mana wells. So I should have plenty of capacity to treat those as power transformers, right? Because you can't. Where am I? How do I use haste? It's been a while. Here we go. At the Earth... Oh, is it over here? The Earth portal, I'm just, jacking into my life power network. You can't do that with fire, because instead of a life power node... hello? No translation found for quote? Also, there have been some bug fixes. And I guess some new bugs in the last couple weeks. Alright, whatever. Anyway, so instead of a life power transformer node, it has fire power. So I can't just run roots all the way into Earth. But I can, as far as I understand it, send my life power into Earth through here, as I am doing, and then use mana wells to store up all that power, and then have fire power distribution methods pull out of those wells, so that I effectively have life sending power to fire. Oh, hello? I haven't done anything, I guess maybe there's this? I kind of hate this, because do I not have any life keystones? Because isn't there part of my my Earth factory right here, maybe? I'm not sure. There was some change to how rifts work, I guess, in the meantime. I don't know. Anyway, so I think I'm just going to use my life power to power that, because I've got so much access to... It's just so easy, and I don't understand the rules for firepower. The tooltips don't really explain it, so whatever. I just won't learn how to use any power except Earth, if I can help it. Life, I mean. I do need to pop down a bit more power production to make sure that I can handle multiple planes, but because this all scales quadratically, it shouldn't be that much more, I wouldn't think. Even just throwing this down again would probably do it, but also I have 200 mana leaves lying around if I want them. So anyway, I thought the other thing is, what should I do before I go? And researching this stuff seems appropriate. Really all it needs, I think, is life keystones routed into the right place. Right? I already have mana leaves going somewhere, so I could get this. And leaves, although I'm not sure leaves and mana leaves go to the same thing. I don't know. And down here, I just need life keystones and mana roots, which I already have mana roots going somewhere. I already have verdant collectors going in. So if I can just channel some life keystones into my 2 main altars, that should be productive. I don't know why this is here. I don't need earth prisms for anything anymore, do I? I needed it for, like, this stuff? No, this stuff. But that's done. And, like, if I were going to do this... But I think I'm pretty much done doing earth research on the life plane. So these altars are really super crowded. And I embraced the spaghetti. I'm not going to try to fix it or whatever, or build a new research station. I'm just going to try to tunnel in and get one more ingredient delivered to each of these spots. Because I don't think I'm actually delivering everything I need to a single altar, right? This has bismuth and coralite and life prisms. But I don't actually need any of that for anything, do I? Maybe if I don't need that anywhere, I can kind of ignore that one. Yeah, it's just life keystones. So actually, I think then the objective is to get life keystones to these altars, or at least some of them. Because this one has roots, prisms, leaves, and collectors, right? Roots? Oh, does it have elemental life somewhere? It does. Okay. And I think that's verdant collectors. No, those are only down here. But this has leaves, roots, mana leaves, verdant collectors, elemental life. Like, this one kind of has everything, I think. So if I can just route some life keystones here, I think I'll be doing pretty much everything I need to get all that research, if somewhat slowly. I don't think this is doing anything anymore. Yeah, I was just researching the really basic stuff. I could delete it, but who cares? So anyway, that was where I started building and then realized, no, we should do this on camera. I said, well, I don't have life keystones automated, but how hard can it be? So I threw in this building and this gripper to pull my bismuth production and my coralite production in here to make life keystones. And then I said, you know what? This should be on video. So that's all I did. Haven't powered it or nothing. And so now I just need life prisms, which are not that far away. They're right here. No. This is incorrect. I need... No, not that. This. So that we can get into this underground and keep going down here to whatever else this shit is needed for. I don't know, probably something. Yeah, it turns out that that's where the mana roots come from. Okay, and that gives me, I think, sufficient flexibility. Not quite. Here? No? No? There's gotta be some way I can fit stinking delta in here. Like this, except I need to reroute this stuff, which was going some crazy direction for no obvious reason. I'm sure there was a reason, but I couldn't tell you. And we're of course retro... Oh, it doesn't fit there? We're retrofitting stuff to use streamways, but just because I, like, since then have stopped Oh, this is fine. I just have to... Oh, the issue is it was trying to go through here to get to there. I can do that. There we go. So now... Now the problem is this... Okay, hang on. Can I do that? Yeah, it only loads onto like half of the slab, but that's okay. Good. Elegant in the extreme. So this can now come here, and it just has to get there. I guess maybe this would be a cleaner way to do it, maybe. I'm out of earth grippers. I don't know, man. Like this. And then the output just needs to get to like here, which is easy as pie. You need power. I've sort of forgotten how to do anything in this game. I mean, it seems like Verdant Streamways, or I don't know. There's a million ways it seems like I could solve this problem. But in this plane, I was very attached to mana blooms. So let's do it this way. And now this just needs to get powered. Speaking of which, mana blooms. Here, and I have, I believe, one burrow root sitting in my inventory. Ta-da! Life keystones. I imagine our throughput is not great. It's going to look great right now because everything is all backed up. But these buffers, particularly of bismuth and coralite, we're not producing those quickly at all. So eventually this will stop producing so quickly. And indeed, it seems it already has due to a bismuth shortage. Wherefore, this is getting... What do you need to make bismuth? Elemental earth. Why isn't there any? It's like going underground and just disappearing. What? Some save compatibility bug or something? Hello? Medium. Elemental earth is just disappearing. Just load after a 2-week break, and the elemental earth should be going into the bismuth energy is just vanishing inexplicably. All right. Sure. I'll see what I can do about this. What do you do about unreality occurring? Is this any better? Yes. Okay. I don't think that's quite how it's supposed to work. So we're back to making bismuth. I mean, all bismuth takes is elemental earth, right? And elemental life, of course. And those could be made in reasonably high amounts, like, right? I have a number of elemental binders over here. This is still backed up. We're not consuming fast enough to saturate these binders. So the bismuth line is totally fine. Or the elemental earth line is fine. Elemental life? It looks like we're not getting completely a full belt. And I bet if I go further back, I'll discover we're not even close. Well, what is this hell? What has... Oh, I love this. Okay. So we're getting some, like half a slab maybe of elemental life from here. But then a bunch more elemental life is coming from over here where I set up this... No, from over here? Oh, really? Yeah, I set up a binding factory to make more elemental life. And this is backed up, actually. So I think we're doing just fine. We have enough life and earth production to make the bismuth. And I imagine the water is no problem at all, yeah. So actually, I mean, this factory should be fully saturated, I think. Well, no, this one should. The one making bismuth should. That's as far as I've gotten on proving that. And it seems like it is. It's... Well, no, it's actually ran short of elemental life there for a moment. It's a little bit surprising. How... Are my ratios wrong? So, every second we need 3 earth and 3 life. Oh, I never looked at these. That's kind of nice. But a reaching gripper doesn't move quite that many items. I see. Well, I just do that. You need power, obviously, but I mean, that's fine. Here you go. Oh, this isn't rooted? Rude. And there's gonna be a similar problem with the bismuth, right? That doesn't work. Don't do that. What are you doing? Well, I mean, I guess it could. If I just used a regular gripper. Do I have regular grippers around here somewhere? Like, I don't keep them in my hotbar anymore. Here's some. Power, of course. Can't make burrow roots because I don't have enough bismuth. I know where I can find some bismuth. that one's happy now. Where is their power coverage? Okay, I can just, right, use a simple gripper here, and then it's all easy. So now this should be working full tilt as long as it gets its inputs, making 1 bismuth per second. That's not nearly enough for 1 life keystone per second, I don't think. Yeah, because we need 3 bismuth and 3 coralite per second for that. Also, I've run out of coralite? No. When I moused over this, it was saying I can't hand build coralite, but this can go. Needs more life prisms. These have run completely dry. Explain yourself. They're supposed to come from here. There's no salt prisms. Yeah, I remember the salt prisms coming from kind of far away. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I probably just ran out of salt at, like, the original base these were coming from. Yep. This is, or ether, I guess. It's all disappearing again, isn't it? I'm not making that much, but what I am making is just disappearing into my slabs. That's so weird. My factory has been broken. How much stuff it... Okay. I mean, obviously this is not enough throughput for what I hope to do. But why only some things became broken? I couldn't tell you. I wonder what's in the trash. 1,000 life prisms? Well, it turns out that's what I need right now, so sure. Life prisms, here they are. There's some kind of chest around here in my hands somewhere? I don't think so. There you go. 207, 260 something life prisms. There, easy. Problem not really solved. Okay, they're actually coming out on the other side. I was worried about that. There they go. And we're making life keystones again. This is not robust. I need more ether. Well, no, I need more prisms. More salt prisms. I have a huge truckload of ether here, as I recall. Why does this keep going away? I don't know. And I just drop it into the line here. It seems like it wouldn't be that much further to route it up to the top of this and drop it in there, so I'd have sufficient ether production, right? I need way more salt prism production, but at the very least I can make the I can make use of the inputs. What is this, by the way? Empty? Gimme? I can make use of the ether I already have lying around here. Who knows? It's... Okay, maybe I need to get used to being in non-freeform mode, huh? Locked, I guess is what it's called. Yeah, I'm gonna go around the top here. And then, I mean, who knows what it's doing here. Oh, it's just going to nowhere? This is the one that matters. Nope, that goes nowhere too. Okay, fine. Whatever. The important thing is we're now producing... Oh, what the hell is this? We're now producing at least a modest number of salt crystals to turn into life crystals. It's not a ton, but it's enough that some research should happen. Is it? Yes, apparently we are researching verdant collector arrays. Okay. So let's just go review what things are being researched. Where even is... Where? I guess this way is my research area? No. It's over here. Oh, it's right here. I was too zoomed out to recognize it. So this has access to... I mouse over it, it doesn't tell me what it is, but... Verdant collectors. Leaves. More verdant collectors, I guess? Weird. Life prisms. Elemental life. Life keystones. Mana leaves. So, are there roots somewhere? That's something I would be interested in. It doesn't seem as though there are. I have roots here, but I'm not getting the life keystones here, so this is a problem. If I want to eventually research all the stuff here, I need leaves, mana leaves, collectors, and roots. And I have all of those except roots going into this single altar. Okay, that's an easy fix. Ish. I'll just... Not quite, huh? I want to just underground this, but then I run into this leaf bloom, and I assume if I try to move that, the sky will fall on my head. If I put it here, I don't have an easy gripper to get to this altar. Okay. Watch this, though. You ever seen someone do something as stupid as this? Ta-da! It goes through there and still goes underground. Now we can just move these roots a bit to here. And we're underground, right? Pretty cool. Another pedestal here. Another simple gripper. I have some of those somewhere, do I not? Guess not. To do that. And now I believe this one thing... Don't lie to me. What do you think you're missing? Ah. Elemental life. That's fine. I understand that you're missing that. I'm not making it very quickly. Because I don't have enough coralite. That's a little bit of a surprise. Why are you taking so long? You're not getting enough elemental life. Okay, yeah, I can believe that. I mean... We're using up 3 per second here, and this can only handle a throughput of 4 per second. So actually, just like a slab is not enough throughput for these 2 buildings, even if I had plenty of supply. So that means that I need to retrofit this into streamways. Because I believe I do have plenty of elemental earth being made off-site somewhere. What the hell is this? Okay, why is this backing up? Did I misclick one of the connections? No. Well, maybe. Oh, it isn't taking these because it's loading into the side? Now it can handle both. And this part clearly doesn't need to be upgraded because it's not producing more than a slab's worth. But we're getting quite a bit from here, even if it is only half a stream, and not even quite that. It looks like it's actually a quarter of a stream, so just a slab, actually. That's a little embarrassing. Can I do better? I don't know how much I'm making here. 4 per second, so just a slab. Okay, well, turning this all into streamways didn't do anything. But turning the junction point into a streamway did, because I'm loading like a slab worth from here, well, half a slab maybe, and a slab from here. So now, I think in principle, I might be making 6 elemental life per second, which is exactly as much as I wanted. No, it's more because I need to make life prisms, and I'm just getting away with that because I'm loading them off of a belt. The important thing, though, is that the coralite factory is going, right? It's very slightly undersupplied on life somehow, I guess. I'm not sure why. Oh, right, because this can only move 5 per second, not 6. I forgot. Okay, well. There you go. Problem solved. I ever researched better Earth Rippers, then this one would do it, but... Yeah, so we're still not making enough elemental life, but I feel like it's pretty... Well, we might be. It's pretty close anyway. Yeah, we're not. But okay, I mean, we're making a decent amount of life keystones now. And this factory, I believe, will now, even in my absence, research all of this, albeit quite slowly. And, you know what? Turning everything into a streamway here, that doesn't have to be wasted effort. Right? I can just build more binders somewhere. Although, where exactly, you might ask? Why am I making collectors here? Oh, this was the Verdant Collector Factory. I remember this. Cool. There's so many of them. Well, that's good, because one day we're going to start researching that stuff. So is this still what we're making? Verdant Collector Array? That's going to be, like, completely useless if I go to fire, because I won't be able to gather life there anymore. Oh, it also leaves me thinking, what exactly am I supposed to ship to fire? Do I need anything from life? Not really, I guess. Because I'll be using mana pools to distill all the life power into firepower. And pretty much all the life stuff is like, it just makes power, right? Let's have a look at the build menu under life. Like, what am I missing? There's roots. I won't be using those. I don't really understand why selecting this shows me a bunch of other stuff. I guess the stuff under life plus earth could be interesting. Nope. Nope, it all looks useless. Great. So I don't need to ship any life stuff except for power onto the earth plane. Onto the fire plane. Alright, so let's expand the power network. Whoa. Really? What is going on here? Generated just happens to exactly match consumed? That doesn't seem right. Is any of it... And is this going up or down? It's kind of cycling. This can't be real. This must be an artifact of saving and loading or something. Oh, is this leaves we're making, I guess? Hang on, how did I make this work? I thought it was more symmetrical than it is. I guess it's just like this, though. Oh, is it? Maybe it's saying that all the excess power is going into mana pools, so it's able to consume all of it. These are full, obviously. But the wells might not be. They are. Yeah, I don't understand this display. This can't be true. What if I just unhook this? Yeah, production storage went down because I cut off some of the wells. Fine. But this is still... This does not look right. Now, this is more interesting. Now, consumption exactly matches production because there is a sink for all the power. It's being consumed by the mana wells, I think is what's happening. So maybe what's going on is that my factory on the Earth plane has wells there. Maybe those are consuming... Oh man, this is even less than I thought. Maybe those are consuming the excess power? That would be an explanation that isn't just like, oh, well, there's a bug. Okay, why are you still making no coralite? I guess because the bismuth production is being prioritized, it gets to grab the life, elemental life first. And we only get to make coralite when we're fully stocked up on bismuth. A delta would solve that a little bit, but it wouldn't increase actual throughput, I don't think. What I need is more life. The life prism production is not as fast as I would like. But since we're supplementing it with this... Nope, the chest is empty. Okay, never mind. So it's consuming elemental life, but actually bottlenecked on salt prisms, embarrassingly. Why are there only... No, there's 4 of these. Okay. Oh, I'm out of salt. Which makes sense, because this is an old... We're pulling salt from some long ago moats that have substantially dried up. And a lot of it is just going into salt prisms. Well, I learned the power of brinaries. So... Oh, hello? There's tons of moats of water right here. What am I doing with all of this? I'm binding it into a very small amount of elemental water to run the mall. Okay, well that's cool and all, but I need a crap load of salt. Where are my brinaries? Can I? Here's one. One might very well be enough. It should produce as more salt than all of this garbage. What am I making? Sand? I guess so. Look at all those grindstones. I also did some thinking about, like, the intermediate product that you use on every plane, right? Leaves are the main intermediate product for life. Granite for earth. Ingots for fire. Sand for water. I think, like, setting up production for a lot of those is probably important on a new plane. I just, like, I don't know. Not a very deep thought, I guess, but something to try to do better when I head elsewhere. Okay, so this wants how much salt? I thought this said mote of sorrow. How very sad that would be. So every 2 seconds, no. This is showing me a lie of a recipe. It's showing me the grindstone recipe. I want to know the salt recipe, but I believe my testing elsewhere was that it was like it needed several. It did this recipe once per second. It needed 3 motes of water per second and produced 6 salt per second, which is more than an entire slab. Okay. There. This one could be a simple gripper, I guess, but it shouldn't matter, I don't think. Now we just need to run power to all of this. Which I guess from here is actually the sensible way to do it. Yeah. I mean, that looks like it's producing... Well, it should be 6 per second, right? One alligator, yeah. Every second it makes 6. So actually, doesn't that mean these are still not enough grippers to just even output all this? Yeah, 5 every 2 seconds. So to make 6 every second, I need 3 of these, actually. Okay. But this is enough inputs, enough grippers to input. And I think we're producing a lot of water up here. Okay. So I need to retrofit this now to be streamways. Ugh. Side loading? I guess that's fine. That's fine. Ah, I ran out of streamways for the first time in ages. There should be a pile of them around here somewhere, right? Here? Yeah. I ran out of undergrounds, too. No, don't do that. An upgrade planner would be nice. Okay. So we can only afford half a streamway of salt because we merged it with life? Motes of life here for some reason? I guess this is all going straight to the binding. But that's fine, because that's what I wanted the salt down here, was to bind more. Okay, but now, like, isn't there just tons of inputs to this, and I could add another elemental binder or two to get more elemental life? If I built a couple of those? If I could find a place to fit them? Ah, right. These only produce an input once every 2 seconds, so a single output gripper is fine. I was like, oh my god. Am I really only unloading these at half capacity? No, that is not correct. Yeah, so I think... I can just, like, do a little bit of this. These move 5 items every 2 seconds, and these need 2 items every 2 seconds, right? Yeah. So a single reaching gripper is fine. And I can comfortably do at least this much more. And now this should be enough to at least be a full slab. I don't, like, have the... I'm not excited to upgrade this to streamways when it's not doing more than a streamway worth of stuff, but... it should be a full slab of earth, elemental earth, I think. It doesn't look like it's quite a full slab. It's close. The inputs are sufficient, right? These are all totally backed up. Maybe this just hasn't finished buffering? No, it has. So these should each be 1 per second. Or each pair. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's only 3 per second. That's why. I was making 2 per second. Now I'm making 3. 4 would be nice, because I'm using an awful lot of it. Research continues slowly on stuff that won't help me at all. But someday, when I go to water, it'll be nice to mine life motes more rapidly. I just realized there's elemental life coming in here to be snuck around all the way through here, not touching anything on the way, just to join up here, which, with this stream that comes from here. So this and all this mess are going the same place. Oh no, what is wrong with me? Okay, maybe I will retrofit this to, just make sure no one else is using this. Yeah, it looks that way. Okay. There you go. I will retrofit this to be Streamway based after all. Because now this bit can be completely torn out. And it just looks a bit less of a mess. Right, we're getting life on the left half of the stream here, and then adding to the right half of the stream with all this stuff, which is something. And, I mean, suddenly it looks like there's a lot of elemental life, and we're actually a bit constrained by mote of life production, because this patch is running dry. And this is where all of the life that we're binding in this area is coming from. I would love to research coral, which, as far as I could tell, was a way to make stuff from scratch using just power. So, question. I have an incineration spire somewhere, right? I just had to remind myself what it looks like. Maybe not. Maybe I put it down somewhere. Like, these being empty is whatever. I still don't really understand what it means that, like, what all these numbers are. I think I've probably done enough for today, huh? How are we for time? Yeah, an hour. I haven't really, in some detractors might say I haven't accomplished anything today. But I did, I think. I retooled this life factory to do, you know, not a great job at some new things, but it's doing some new things. And it will eventually do all the research that I want to do. It's just going to take a while. So I can leave this if I want. Oh my god, look how slow it is. But, I mean, it takes a couple seconds for an altar to research something. So given that I'm only using one altar, I'm almost keeping up with the production. Really, it's like, yeah, you should produce more and use more altars, but I don't have it in me. So why again am I researching all of this? I think the idea is that, like, using roots for stuff. Well, I don't know. Like, Radiant Roots would be cool, right? And Radiant Bloom. But on the fire plane, I think I'm just going to be using fire power production. So none of the stuff in the bottom half of this really matters at all. I won't be collecting any more motes of life. So it's really the stuff up here I actually want, and all it really does is increase power production passively when I currently believe I have way more power production than I need. So none of this is really at all urgent, and I think I've done fine at just setting it up to research this slowly. Now, okay, so the mana pool slash well situation for using fire, for using life to power fire, is fine, but I have to have the pools on the earth side of the portal. Yes, that's okay. I can't use roots to run power on the life network, the fire network, the fire plane, under my current understanding of things, because you can't place water stuff like specifically pools or wells on the fire plane. So I can't run life power in directly because there's only a fire power network there. But I could put a bunch of wells and pools next to it, run some fire in, and then on the other side have more pools, take the fire out, and then use roots for everything again. Except that I can't because I can't build pools on the fire side. So I actually do have to switch to power for fire distribution on the fire plane. Which is fine, but I'm just, okay, I get it now. I have tons of wells and pools. Should be no problem to do that. And fire seems great at power distribution, so I'm not sad to be using that instead of roots. It'll be a hopefully pleasant experience. There's some stuff on Earth I might like to do a bit more of. Yeah, I don't know why I would need this. Even more power. Crazy. But like Radiant Quarry for extra range would be really nice. Move speed. Like all of this just kind of requires me to do granite, kind of. I don't know. Maybe I could do this before I go. Earthen Might requires me to like automate all the cool rippers on the Earth plane, where previously I did most of this automation on. I got almost all of this research on life. So I'd be setting up new... Well, no, because I actually do have reaching grippers automated on Earth. And this would just need Titan grippers as well. And this would need granite as well. So, I mean, we could get these. Automating the wide chests is kind of a nuisance, though. I think. Yeah, because it's a bunch of granites and a bunch of simple chests. And simple chests, I mean, I don't know, pedestals and salt, whatever. So, I kind of feel like, yeah, this life factory could use some work. But it's someone else's job to do that, I guess. I want to just get going. Maybe do a little more tidy up on Earth. And then... Or maybe not. Oh, I need some life keystones, don't I? At least one. One change that happened in the couple weeks I was gone is that the portal timeout was changed from from a minute to an hour, rather. Beep. So you can come back more conveniently. The dev wanted there to be more like gameplay behind keeping the portals open or whatever, but until such time as there is, restricting it to a minute is just not interesting. Is my understanding. Where is the life keystone? Here it is. Oh, it doesn't work because of the entropy? No, it was just loading. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there is stuff here that I wish were happening that is not. And can I go back through this if I wanted? No, because it would be an earth keystone to go back from this side. But shouldn't the life keystone have kept it open? I don't really understand. Whatever. Okay, so to build an incineration spire, I need like salt and firewire. I was building firewire around here somewhere to go into research. Is this it? Nope. Maybe I didn't build firewire actually. Salt. I need to automate so much stuff, like ingots, right? Okay, this finally got emptied. Inventory is full. Yeah, you're right about that. Don't need slabs anymore. What's happening here? Rift's in range 1, but it just does a tiny little zap and then stops. It needs 1500 power. What? This worked before, I thought. Plonking one of these guys down. Does it have to be closer? Like if I put it here, it won't be powered, right? Yeah, because it's in the rift. Huh? So maybe... I mean, this network says it can produce like 6,000, 8,000 power, but I guess this network maybe can't. Do I have to take these apart and put them back down to reflect the save load or something? Why are you not just sucking these dry? It says there's 80,000 power stored. There's something I don't understand about this. I thought this worked before. Is the problem that the rift itself here is like depowered, and so like this isn't getting power anymore? And so these aren't getting power and they're not included, but like this has a bunch of power in it. Okay, maybe I just need one of these that doesn't go through... No. It doesn't go through the entropy area. Alright, let's tear this down. Inventory full. I know Cinder Forges are like sort of expensive, but I'm not using them at the moment. Okay, so I have some Earth Keystones on me, right? Yeah. Let's go back. Oh, I was right. I was picking all this stuff up. Let's go back. Yeah, thanks for that tip. And see what happens if I try to address this on the other side. Because I know that right here, there is access to a ton of power. So if I just plop down a decent-sized handful of mana pools, nothing extravagant, but I have like 100 of these. So this should be able to produce a decent amount of power. Now, if I take my, like, the thermal tower is not as big as I had imagined. Do I need these middle ones? I don't. I can have one every other, like so. And it's still touching all the pools, okay? So if I did that, same problem. It like flashes no power, but why? I don't understand the way, like, they say you can use mana pools to transfer, and clearly I am, because this is getting power from here. But this network sucks. For a reason I don't understand. It says consumed 1500. But it's not supplementing it from the mana pools for some reason. Or like it is, but... Like, I could also believe, hey, mana pools just can't output power that quickly. Fine, but like how quickly? Tell me. You know, to satisfy... Okay, oh, it's going now. It's on, like, indefinitely for some reason at this time. I don't think I did anything differently. Huh. Did I just need this many pools? Oh, I forgot. You have to, like, clear this up as well. Okay, and I don't know if this was always here, but you can now change it so the Riptide doesn't pick stuff up. Like, we really don't want the portal itself being surrounded by this entropy. I think, though, because I'm mining literally right here, that might generate it. Like, I don't really understand why this became a problem at all. Because I'm not mining on this side. And this side, I am mining, but this was the first plane I was on where you're supposed to be like immune to entropy. So does the fact that I visited Earth mean that now on every plane I generate entropy for touching mote fields? But if that's so, like, why isn't this generating entropy? There's some here, I guess. Is that supposed to be connected to this? Maybe. Oops. Is there something going on up on the other plane? Like, this makes sense, I think. Maybe? No, because I'm not mining here. This is like my brimstone production area. So I guess I haven't really understood entropy yet, or rifts. I guess this is coming because of the mining area on the life plane, is what produced this. It wasn't here before my save and load, because this is what produced the Earth Keystone to get me out of this place. But it is now, which is an indisputable fact. And the only explanation for that fact is the mining happening here, I think. Oh, here's another incineration spire that I used. That's right. Hey, first research in a while. Verdant collectors now output in more places. Yeah, look at that. Oh no. No, this is fine, right. The only thing moving through here... Yeah, okay, so none of this actually does anything for my current setup. That's fine. So this incineration spire... Was it being powered by a mana bloom? Does that just work? Wait, why aren't you powered? Oh. I couldn't see the entropy that was right there on that single tile. So maybe I did this with powering with mana blooms before and I forgot that that worked. So if I take that over here, and I just say you're on that network. Okay, it doesn't care that it's a fire structure and therefore needs to be powered by fire. We already knew that wasn't true, but I got confused in my head and thought maybe it was. See, this doesn't look like it even matters to clean it up. But remember, this is a construction facility on the other plane. So I do need it clear. But a new rift should spring up because of this, if I understand correctly, right? I don't know. I guess I've been here long enough. We're gonna call it a day. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.